Hey guys, it is Mike from Baltimore Rides here. Friday the 9th, but this is actually technically going to be my wrap-up video for last night. I did not make a video last night on the way home. I was tired and my brain was just in another place. So, that being said, I didn't want to be, I'd kind of watched my last couple videos and they were kind of rambly, a little bit long-winded. So I felt like I would make a video today that really is a little bit more intelligent sounding, because I just sounded like a knucklehead the last couple videos. So yesterday as a Thursday went pretty good. I got down to DC about 2 o'clock-ish. And between Uber and Lyft, I grinded till almost 2 a.m., 1 and change. And I did over $200. Now, what I will say is this. Couple medium-sized trips. I got dragged out to Dulles. I bounced around Virginia. I was in Falls Church. I was kind of here, there, at Bethesda, here, there, and everywhere. And, they weren't long trips like the quote-unquote 45-minute plus long trips that you see on the screen. But sorry about that. We got interrupted. I got a ride request. I'm on the highway, and I forgot to turn my stupid app off. But, I got a bunch of medium trips, those $10 to $15 trips. And those definitely helped kind of juice my numbers a little bit. I made a decision after I got my Quest. I did actually get a Quest for this weekend, by the way. 30 trips, $120 with Uber. I am taking Saturday off. So the marathon now becomes, can I do 30 trips in a Friday and a Sunday? And the mission is pretty clear. I only have 9 or 10 peak hour trips with Lyft, and 30 is the minimum to get the $65 bonus. So here's the equation. If I split my efforts, guys, and I work Lyft and Uber today, I'm not going to hit the 30 with Uber. So I had to make a concerted effort to not turn on Lyft today and just solo work Uber. If I can do 24 to 25 trips today and then round it out with 5 or 6 trips on a Sunday or late Saturday night after I put the kids down to bed, then I've got the money in the bag. But if I split my efforts trying to chase 2 different things in 2 different directions, I'm going to be screwed. And I can't do that. So I've got to make a strategic effort to pick one or the other. And in this case, I'm picking the one that I think I'm going to have the more chance of success at hitting. So that's where we stand. I am actually on 50 West heading into Washington right now. And I got pulled out. So I've been working for about 4 hours. I got down here around 1:30, 2 o'clock, 3-4 hours. And again, just Uber. I think I've done 7 trips with Uber so far in like 3 hours and change. And they've all been pretty decent sized. So I really need lots of little 1-mile trips. And believe it or not, I'm not getting them. I mean, I've been everywhere. I've been in Upper Marlboro, Bowie, Greenbelt. I've been bouncing all around the state. So, good for dollars, not so good for quantity of trips, but I'm going to make it. It's early enough in the evening. I'm getting back to the city. I'm going to get my target. I will, guys. But, this is an important distinction. And I've been frustrated with Lyft's Power Driver bonus, and very articulate about that. I don't think it's impossible. I was talking with somebody in the comments of my video this morning. It's not impossible to get these Lyft Power Driver bonuses, but it requires a little bit of luck. Because if you don't have good peak hours, those 6 to 8 in the evening or 7 to 9 in the morning or both, you set yourself up for a very long week. And that's my biggest concern with Lyft's bonus structure, is that I've already got like 50 trips with Lyft this week. I mean, I've got a lot of trips, but I don't have enough peak hour trips, so that's all for nothing. And if I was working this Saturday and not taking the day off to be with my kids, it might be a different story. I might be able to do both. But losing a full Saturday, which I'm not upset about, guys. I really am looking forward to spending the day with my kids tomorrow. But losing a very busy day, I have to make a quick decision on which one is going to be more realistic. I'm about $300 away from my weekly goal. Now that's doable if I have a strong $200 Friday night and then I hit a bonus, then it's there. And if I can hit a bonus, have a strong Friday night, and then maybe pick up some extra, an extra $100 or so on Sunday, then I'm really there. So, a lot of different ways this can play out, and it's looking positive. Something would really have to fall apart for me to not make this bonus, or for me to not make the week that I want to make. So that being said, that's kind of how last night went. It was a very good night. It was almost a perfectly even split. It was a little more than $100 with Lyft and about $100 with Uber. So it's like 110, 115 with Lyft, and I think like 99 with Uber. So, like 210, 215 was the final number. The Uber cash out glitch is fixed, by the way. I haven't had problems since. So, if you want to go back to using cash out with Uber, you can. The last two that I've done have been smooth as silk. But, that's really where I am kind of week to date. I'm in a good place. Somebody was asking me about my chore app that they saw on my screen top of my phone, I guess while I was making the tax video. And what I've done is, this is a budgeting discussion. It's not really an Uber discussion, but I think it's relevant because we're self-employed. How we make our money, how we pay our bills is really dependent upon a lot of things. So to me, I took my monthly bills. I took my cable bill, my cell phone bill, my, Baltimore Gas and Electric, so my BGE bill, my rent payment. I took all my monthly budget bills, my car insurance, and I divided them by 4 weeks. Okay, so let's take, Allstate, my insurance. It's $220 a month. So it's $55 a week. Now, if I put aside $55 a week, then I know every 4 weeks I'm going to have enough for that bill. And what I like about doing it that way is I know in my head, not only do I have to make $1,000 because that's my target. That's just my number in my head that I want to make each week for budget reasons. If I make $4,000 a month, I can pay my bills, blah, blah, blah. But from a budgeting standpoint, especially given how pokey my weeks have been, the past kind of 6 to 8 weeks with everything that was going on, this does something different. This gives me a little bit of structure and a healthy bit of structure so that I know, okay, I've got to put aside $300 and something a week for rent so that when the rent is due on the 1st, it's there. I've got to put aside $50 so that, insurance is there. And it basically boils down to about $850 a month or a week in bills. And then obviously I want to, bills plus gas, because I factored my gas, my fuel costs into that. And then, whatever's left over is kind of not play money, but whatever's left over is the oddball things that come up during the month. I got to buy dance supplies for my daughter, or, I want to take my mom out and buy her something, or whatever. Just if something Valentine's Day is around the corner, whatever the case may be, if things come up during the month and I've made my $850 each week, let's call it $850 for a round number, then the rest of the money that I've made that week is money that I can use towards other things. But until I've made my $850, I'm paying bills and I'm not spending frivolously. And for me, being a little bit disorganized, and you guys have got a sense of my life is a little bit chaotic, this is a simplified structure that I can use. Now, not everybody needs to do this. If you're better at balancing budgets and being structured and organized, great. And a lot of my bills are set up on auto pay, so they come out, the day they're due, the 25th for Sprint or whatever the case may be. But you still have to budget that money so it's there. And that's where this chore app is great for me. It's a one-click. When I do cash out at the end of the night, I know exactly how much I've taken out. I go to the list and I say, okay, I took out $200 last night, for example, which is what I did last night. Let me take out $200 and let me see which things I can close out. And I closed out Allstate, I closed out Sprint, and I closed out something else. I don't remember what it was. And there you go. And now I know the only thing left on my week is rent, which is $300 and whatever it is, $20. I'm leaning forward, guys, 'cause I'm scratching my rear end. Not my rear end, but like my sciatic nerve. Like my hip. Let's call it my hip. I'm not scratching my butt, okay? So let's not go there. I'm not scratching my butt, just saying that. Scratching my hip. But it was itchy, so you gotta do what you gotta do. But if I can get that 320, then my bills are paid and everything is good to go. And I know that I will. I mean, it's in the bag. I'm nothing short of a catastrophe. That number's set. If I can pick up an extra $100 on top of that, which I realistically think is possible, then I've got a little bit of play money for the week. And, honestly, guys, everybody's budget is different. Everybody's budget is very, very different. And I don't want you guys to think that you can't make more than $1,000 a week doing this, because you can. Depending on how many hours you drive, how hard you work, you can. Now, I have not hit this 12-hour countdown lockout with Uber. I haven't. And really, I've only ever hit I think it's 13 hours with Lyft. But I've only ever hit that once, and that was the day I worked that ridiculous overnight 24-hour marathon thing that I did, whatever it was, in the early January. That was a disaster. I mean, it was productive, but it was like a physical marathon. It was just brutal. And I won't do that again unless something really bizarre, presents itself. But that was the only time I ever got timed out, because these countdowns are only when you're online. So like right now I'm repositioning because I was all the way out in Bowie and I'm making my way back towards the city, and I'm offline because I was on 495, I was on 50. If you're doing 50 miles an hour plus on a highway and you get a ride request, by the time you get the damn thing, you've already missed the exit you were supposed to take. Lyft and Uber, their software plotting system to plot, which driver is the most, expedient or closest, so to speak, is flawed, because it doesn't take into account the lag. You get the ride request, you click the damn button, then you got to wait 30 seconds for it to pop up into your system 100% where you can see your pickup address. And by that time, if you're doing 60 miles an hour on the highway, guess what? A minute, 2 minutes has gone by. You've already gone a mile and a half, 2 miles, and you've missed your exit. And then it's a debacle. It's just a debacle to turn around, loop back around, get back on the highway on the other side, and do all this crazy crap to try and get back to where your pickup address was. So if you're on the highway, guys, go offline. It'll stop the countdown. So right then and there, you're not burning minutes that you don't need to be burning. And get yourself off the highway before you go back online. It just makes good sense. So I'm going to wrap this video up. It's about 10 minutes in. I just wanted to throw that stuff out there for you guys. A, let you know how last night went, and B, kind of let you know what my weekend plan is, so that you guys have a sense of kind of what my strategy is and what my thinking process is. And I will definitely do a video tonight if my brain is sharp enough, and let you guys know how it turns out. Everybody have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.